Now, it takes a very strong-minded person to actually get through what I got through for 14 years, because physically it's not hard. Mentally, it's the hard part. Going through 14 years of incarceration, dealing with other guys, just being there with other guys for so long. Your family's having fun, especially at 19 years old. You see people grow up. You see people get married, have kids. You see people live life. And at 19 years old, you don't know if that's what you want. You don't know what you want, nor you don't have no understanding of what life truly is or what life truly means. But you watch people live life, and at one time you grow older, and then you get sick. You get sick because everything you didn't know you wanted, now you understand that you want. So that's the main hurtful part of it all. It's because you start feeling like a grown man is playing for a kid's sin. At 19, I didn't know anything. I just knew money, women, stop. Then you grow older and you realize, like, that's not it. Like, you want more substance out of life. But you don't have it. So, of course, you sneak phones into prison. I have plenty of phones. I got reprimanded for them all, so I can talk about them. So you have phones in prison. And you go on YouTube and you go on Instagram and you see people that you used to know. And you see them live life. You see them have kids. You see them get married. And you just sitting there like, wow, I want to partake in that. But you can't. So now you get out at 33 years old and you realize now, I got to go start my life. So you better come up with a damn good plan to start your life at 33 years old. You have no career, very few certificates, don't really have much learning. I have past experience, but you don't have much at this time, so what do you do now? And then prison, a lot of times, don't offer you a lot of training. It goes, to be honest with you, prison is now protective custody. Everything in every yard in prison is becoming PC. It's becoming protective custody. And if you're not down with sleeping next to a murderer, or down next to a rapist, murderer, then you pretty much is dead to the birds. If you don't want your roommate to be a pedophile, then it's like, okay, then we're not going to give you any training. We're not going to give you any yards where they have certificates or any certified training. They gave it all to the PCs, special needs, SNY. I was on one yard in Avalon, and they had metal fabrication, and that's what I was doing, trying to get certified in different things within metal fabrication, and they gave the yard to the SNYs. Mechanics, the same year had a yard with mechanics on it, they gave the yard to the SNYs. The whole prison system is becoming SNY, and if you're not SNY, if you're not a special needs, if you're not a protective custody individual, and if you don't want to go have a roommate that's a rapist or a pedophile or something like that, then pretty much they're like telling you, fuck you now, then we're going to go ahead. We're going to give every program we have for our certificates and certifications, we're going to give it to them. And if you want to go in the yard with them to go get that, then so go ahead and so be it. It's one thing with knowing that the guy next to you might be a pedophile on the streets or a rapist on the streets. It's another thing with having to go inside of a cell and live with this person for the duration of your prison term. They can be taking, looking at your child's pictures or your niece's pictures or your cousin's pictures, touching themselves to them. So you don't even want that in your head. So you don't want to go do that at all, But that's neither here or there. It's another thing. But it has been going out to the birds so far lately. So it gets very difficult in there. Now you hear, and You try to knock down walls and trying to find a job, and then you realize in the jobs that you're going for, you look around and you see nothing but 19 and 20-year-old kids there. And now you realize you're doing jobs that you only do when you're 20, but you can't have pride in that sense. I'm not saying that I have pride in that sense. I dig a ditch. I don't care. But you just look around and you notice that, and you think to yourself, and you feel you should be a little bit farther ahead than that. But so now you're playing catch up. So I could play catch up, it's no problem, and trying to establish yourself. But you think mentally, fuck. Really, fuck. You really have nothing. And that's the fucked up part about it. You think to yourself like, wow, 33 with nothing. Nothing at all. It's crazy when you sit down and you let your mind dive into that. When you let your mind really, really dive into that, it gets real funny. It was one guy, he was a big buff dude. I was in, this was 19 or 20. I was in jail at the time. He was from Playboy Gangsters. He was a gang member. And he said, man, I'm 40 years old and I have nothing. Everything I own could fit inside of a backpack. I have no property, no house, no apartment, no anything, no car, nothing. Due to prison, due to incarceration in prison after incarceration in prison, don't end up like me. When you get out, get you something, don't come back to prison. Now, at that time, I didn't know I was going to do 14 years in prison, but I remember that. I remember that in my head. I remember that in my soul. I remember that in my DNA, my bones. Don't become 40 years old with nothing. So I'm going to fight damn hard not to be 40 years old with nothing. Damn hard. Because after all these years, that one speech that he gave me stays in my brain. Don't know where he is now, but it stays in my brain. So I'm going to try hard not to end up 40 years old with nothing. I got job interviews on Wednesday, and hopefully I got training on Thursday. I'm trying to go for forklift training. Luckily, like I said, I'm in this foundation, the Amnesty program, and so I think they can get me forklift training for free, or they have a person that she works for a program that can give you some forklift training for free. So hopefully that pans out. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm gonna go for. See if I can get forklift certified on I think it's like forklift, pallet jack, stand-up forklift, or something like that. A couple of them. So if I can get certified, then maybe job searches will go a little bit better. So I start talking to her I got to talk to her on Monday, so I can see if I can get certified for it. Let's see how that works out. So hopefully I can build something before I return 40, So, but all y'all out there, if you're just coming home, if you just, getting out of prison, it's all right. You're going to be all right. It ain't crazy out here like people try to make it. Well, I don't feel it. If you up in prison right now, try to figure out what's going to happen when you come home. Or, is it going to be weird after 19 years, 20 years, 18 years? The streets have changed. I can tell you that, But what I'm going to try to do, and what this is for, is to chronicle every single thing I can chronicle. Every single thing I can put on film for people in prison, so you can see this, so you can maybe have a foot up of what you need to do or how you need to do it, or try to get something done while you're in there on their time. So when you come out here, you can thrive. As far as jobs, as far as certificates, as far as what to look or what to do or how to do it. That's what this is for. So I'm gonna do my very best at trying to put this together for you. I really am. All right.